Just chill for a few days.
Pay for all the employees to go home and relax, and everyone gets paid. And
right.
We didn't have to do much. But it's so funny because they pay so much money, and literally you don't even see the store. You don't see the store at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's just so that way they don't have
that strip or what?
Honestly, it's like there's so much preparation in these movie studios. Like Paramount Pictures did that one with
Jennifer Garner.
No, the other one.
Oh, Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's literally the guy running from the back of the store to the front of the store and across the store, and it's just everything so fast. It came out like 10 seconds.
Oh, shit.
And it's literally a full days of preparation and breakdown and so much, so many scenes. This guy was like, you could see the whole crew was, mad at him. And it's just crazy how much money they spend for something so small.
No kidding.
Yeah,
for a few seconds of film.
Exactly.
Wow, crazy. Well, shit, man. What's new? I understand you're making your own podcast and it's coming out in September.
Yeah, that's actually why I'm here. I wanted to get in front of the mic and kind of get a little comfortable
shoot the
with
shit,
it.
man. And by the way, thank you for providing the video today.
Yeah, dude.
Anybody
awesome.
watching the live feed, this is Chris. This is Chris who's providing this today.
Yeah,
we're his guinea pigs. And
we did,
I couldn't be happier with the way it's turning out. It's actually looking pretty dope.
We'll see how it looks after today. We had Tuesday as a test run.
Yeah,
so
with when
today
Richie in the last episode. Yep.
Yeah, so we spent some money on this equipment, and I have my buddy Adam. He works with us at the store, and he does all of our IT, and he's going to be helping us with the podcast. And I called you. I said, hey, I got this equipment. I want to try it out. Before we do our run.
We got nothing to lose.
I listen to your podcast. I like the environment. I like the setting. It's chill. It's a podcast.
Yeah.
This is what a podcast
man.
is.
It's just supposed to chill.
Yeah.
Kick back.
So it's cool being here, man.
It's funny, and you're probably going to experience this too if you're going to have guests on. But I find myself hitting up people, and I don't know, like everybody's just like, yeah, it sounds like fun. And then as soon as I invite them, they get all shy and shit. It's like, dude, just come on and shoot the shit.
Man.
It's definitely me, man. You told me yesterday. I'm like, man.
You're like, oh man.
But I'm like, if I'm going to be doing this for myself, we're starting the podcast.
It's got to rip off that Band-Aid, man.
Yeah. Exactly.
So what's going to be? Is there going to be a specific format to your podcast?
So it's definitely video first, audio second.
Okay.
So it's
a vodcast.
It's a vodcast, exactly, and it's called the Chamber of Commerce Show as of today. It may change, but the idea behind it is that we're networking with other chambers in the area. So whether it be downtown LA or Pasadena, Duarte, City of Covina, Pasadena, all these places have Chamber of Commerce. Right?
And San Gabriel Valley, they all get together and they have their
the
own.
regional San Gabriel Valley.
Yeah.
And when I used to own my insurance agency, I was an ambassador. When I was in the high desert, I was an ambassador for the Chamber of Commerce. So I was really involved. And I see the benefits in being involved as a business owner. And it's funny because the reason why I say I don't know if it's going to be called that is because my co-host, Tommy, he says, I don't think people know what a Chamber of Commerce is. And I did a poll online, and people our age don't know what a Chamber of Commerce is.
That makes sense.
And
guilty.
And honestly, this is the reality because I was telling him, I'm like, how do people not know that? And he's like, honestly, Chris, like not everyone is business owners,
savvy,
and really it's just business owners and a lot of organizations that are involved with it, and that's kind of the point of it, is that we want to highlight it, we want to recognize it, we want to show the benefits in being involved in the chamber. So I'm communicating with the different chambers. I'm not a part or associated, so don't think I'm associated with any chamber. But the idea is that if there's a ribbon cutting, a new business coming out in Brea, and it's a nail salon, for example.
Okay.
I want to talk to those business owners. I want to know what it really takes to open up that business. There's a lot of podcasts, a lot of inspirational stuff, a lot of guys, Tony Robbins and Pitbull and all these guys are very inspirational, but they're all millionaires. They're talking. They've already done all of that, and their guests are all well-known people. They've already gone through all that rough time. You know what I mean? And it's a lot.
They're surfing on the already big wave.
It's a lot of fluff, and I want to know. Well, how did you get that permit? How did you really open a nail salon? You think it's simple, but there's a lot of permits, a lot of things.
So you want to talk about the roadmap, the struggles,
you want to get down to the nitty gritty.
Exactly.
Like you don't want to just see all the little fluff pieces.
Give me the instructions manual kind of thing.
Exactly, and
that's dope.
that's what I want my listeners to experience. If they're business owners, they're going through it themselves and having those issues, I want them to be able to communicate with us and call us, and maybe there's someone that can relate to those issues.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's kind of the idea behind it all.
That sounds pretty cool. I mean, especially for, people like me that have absolute no knowledge of any of that. I mean, if I were to, want to start up a business, that'd be definitely interesting and pique my interest.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I whatever business it is, every business goes through struggles. It's not just about financing, or a lot of things now is the Shark Tank and like trying to get easy money, and it's not really all about that. There's real struggles. My main struggle in our business right now is just employees. We go through so many interviews. I've hired people and they want the job and they won't show up to work on their first day of job.
Hey, the candidate market's really tight right now, man. We're looking at 4% or less, and if you want to get a specific niche, you're probably looking at 1% of the whole population right now. My day job, I'm an executive recruiter. So I know all about what you're talking about, man. And I attend Chamber of Commerce events here and there, wherever I can. So I can tell you, man, if people, like, I get ghosted. Motherfucker's telling me that he's showing up to the interview on Monday. He's hitting me up on Wednesday apologizing why he couldn't make it. It's like, Dick, you couldn't even tell me the day up.
Oh, man, I just reject them.
I really don't entertain him too much, but at that point. But dude,
if
I
they
know
don't
exactly.
show up, I'm like, oh, reject.
Yeah.
Where's my next appointment? Honestly, you're in that you're in that field.
Yeah, totally.
You're in that field.
So I know what
you
you're
look
talking
at
about.
resumes all day, every day, and man,
I'm just trying to get a guy a job. I'm just trying to help a brother out, and then they're over here ghosting me.
But how many resumes do you like? What's the percentage of resumes that you see are actually viable? Like, I'm sure you just literally highlight a bunch of them and just reject them.
Well, it depends, man. I would like to think that I have an open mind, and sometimes the resume doesn't really talk about the person. Sometimes you got to meet the person, or at least if they sound like they can rub two brain cells together over the phone, I'll invite them in. If they look like they're presentable and they're willing to, or they have some kind of an energy, maybe they had a couple Red Bulls prior to meeting with me. Yeah. I'll be like, okay, cool. You're somebody worth representing for an opportunity that may come about in the near future, assuming they don't find something on their own.
Yeah.
It's a tough thing. I mean, if you want me to give you a percentage out of 100 people that I meet, shit, dude, I'm probably placing 4% of those people. Like 4 out of those 100 people. Yeah, because you got to go through a lot of people, specifically since for some crazy reason employers are being extremely picky with this tight candidate market. Like maybe it hasn't hit them yet that there's not that many people. So I mean, at the same time now I got to turn around and be a consultant to the employer and tell them, hey man, this is kind of the cream of the crop whether you like it or not. Or you got to give me more time and I can poach from other companies.
Yeah.
And that's assuming that person's even willing to jump ship.
Yeah. And honestly, I mean, you're in a different field in a different industry, so you're looking more at C-level, executive level, I'm assuming.
That's what would really pad my wallet for sure. But I mean, I look at all levels. But I would like to think that I focus on those C levels or at least senior levels.
You guys are not recruiters. You guys are hunters.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, we recruit, but I mean, if you want to talk about it in a hunter sense, you're looking at already employed people and seeing how passive or active they're looking for other opportunities. So
it's definitely nice to be on the other side of that aisle.
It's an interesting thing, man.
Yeah, no, I've been approached when I was in the banking industry. I've been approached quite a bit, and it's the industry that you're involved in. It does become kind of small, where everyone kind of knows each other, and especially if you're attending a lot of those networking events and those mixers and things like that. So it's nice, but it's right now it's with the lowest unemployment rate. Yeah. So you definitely don't have a lot of options.
Right.
But what bothers me the most is you're giving these people, especially in my industry, where, it's not a great paying job, but it's a job and people are wanting these jobs and looking for these jobs and needing these jobs. And when you're giving these people the opportunity to literally, show up to work, they don't even show up.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. That's what's it bothers me.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and so I don't know how much you're going to get into this in your podcast. Obviously, we've touched on it almost on every episode, but the marijuana industry, the cannabis industry is growing. How much influence would you say an average chamber of commerce has with like City Hall with making those kinds of decisions?
Like that industry is huge right now, and I'll tell you what, my when before they legalized it prior to 2018, we went to a lot of events, and we were looking into getting into the industry because I have a lot of people who buy candy from us, and a lot of those gummy bears, those sour belts, a lot of the things that you guys have tasted, that in those smoke shops, a lot of that candy comes from us because we distribute a lot of that candy. So we sell thousands of pounds of that candy.
Yeah, you do.
And we're like, well, shoot, we're selling the candy, we're making little to no margins, and these guys are blowing up.
Yeah, man, they're just swimming in it right now.
So we, at our warehouse where we throw those parties, that's what we occupy now. Well, our warehouse is located in unincorporated LA County area. So we're going to a lot of these meetings. We're, involved in the process. And it's definitely an industry that we would like to be involved in, but it is very difficult and it's already really competitive.
There's a lot of red tape to go into it from the start. Yeah, definitely. I can imagine.
Yeah, you have to file a lot of permits, a lot of applications, and
some pretend to be churches.
Yeah, yeah,
because somehow that's easier. Go figure,
Well, think about it. I mean, a lot. You guys, I'm sure, know the price of it. I know the price has gone up a lot because of all the taxes. When we're going to these events, these events that were held by the county or cities, they're sit down similar to these tables, and they would say, "Okay, well, what are we gonna do with this money?" And you would have people from all these agencies say, well, parks and schools, and well, we want this, and we want this percentage, and we want this percentage. And they literally drove that price higher and higher and higher and higher. So a lot of people now literally just do what they used to do, call their friend, and,
they still pick it up off of Connect.
So, I mean, it's competitive, and unless it's done right, unless you're in the right area, or, I mean, it's like any other business now, honestly.
Well, good times, man, for sure.
Smoke weed every day.
Very nice.
Well, we're gonna move on with the rest of the show, man. Go ahead and chime on in. I had a couple of interesting shit to talk about. First off, I don't know if you guys have heard this, but I got this off of this website called inkedmag.com. Vagina flavored beer made from models' vaginal yeast.
Oh my!
Now this isn't a new story. This came out back in September 2017, but I'm just catching wind of this.
All right, Mom, turn it off.
This
is where you can turn it off.
X-rated people.
Or this is where everybody's catching a queef of this. So would you? So the main it starts with would you drink this? And although this sounds like a joke, rest assured it's not. In fact, this company is not the first company to try and market a food product that had the essence of vagina. However, we believe that this is the first time that we have ever come across anything that we were asked to eat or drink that includes the woman's juice as an active ingredient in the product.
So does it smell like fish and taste like chicken?
Oh, shit. No, man.
Well,
you know what? I don't know. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I haven't tried it yet. So the name of the beer is called it's called the Order of Yanni. The founder, this motherfucker, he explains that the word Yanni means vagina in the Sanskrit language, and the logo artwork is associated with the beer is also the symbol of a Hindu goddess. So they're getting it from the yeast, so they picked a model. And they got her yeast. I don't know. I don't know all the details.
So did they wait for her to have a yeast infection? And they say, let me get some of that bread. Man. And, just get a knife and just kind of, chisel some of it away. And
I can only imagine.
Ferment it.
I can only imagine.
God damn.
I know, man. So
the links.
It sounds like it would taste like a vagina. And maybe.
I'll tell you what. Because I'm business, the first thing I think about is business, right? I guess your question is whether I'm going to try it or not.
Yeah, sure. Are you going to try it?
Well, let me tell you. Have you tried the vagina?
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's how you keep a woman, right?
All right. So why wouldn't you have this drink? Why not have the beer?
Yeah.
Damn. Logic is sound, sir.
Well, are we going out for drinks after this?
Let's go find some vagina beer, man.
Line them up.
I think what you need. I think you needed to have this beer here today.
He's ready to dive into that muff.
How would you shotgun one of those?
Oh.
By the way? You know what I mean?
Would you want to go from the bottom, or? I mean, that kind of seems redundant at that point.
Yeah, it's like you're dropping a digit in what at this point?
It's definitely crazy. I know